Hello and welcome to today's English lesson. My name is Stuart. In today's lesson, we're looking at vocabulary associated with crimes and criminals. Let's go to the intro. Now, as I said, today we're looking at crimes and the people who commit the crimes, the criminals, okay? And we have a series of common crimes. Some are more common than others, depending on where you live, of course. In some places, they're probably not crimes at all. But in the majority of English-speaking countries, these can be considered crimes. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is arson and arsonist. Now, arson is a crime where you deliberately set fire to property, a building or some other type of property with the intention of doing damage, okay? So let's say, for example, somebody has a business that's not doing very well, so they get some petrol, they put petrol all over the building, they get a match, they set it on fire. That is arson, the crime, okay? Arson. Now the next one is bigamy, and the person who commits bigamy is a bigamist. And bigamy is when you marry more than one person, okay? It's only legal to marry one person in Australia. You can only marry one person. But if you decide to marry 2 or 3 people, which some people actually do this, they are called bigamists. The next one is burglary, and the person who commits a burglary is a burglar. Burglary, burglar. And burglary is normally when you break into somebody's house or property and you steal from them, okay? You burgle somebody, the verb. You commit burglary and you are a burglar, where you break into somebody's house, a burglar. Drug dealing and drug dealers, obviously people who sell or move big quantities of drugs illegally. Not necessarily big quantities, because small, you can be a small drug dealer, you move small quantities of drugs. So drug dealing and drug dealers. Counterfeiting and counterfeiter, okay? Counterfeiting and counterfeiter is a person who deliberately copies something, okay, illegally. So, for example, you can have counterfeit money, you can have counterfeit clothing, there can be counterfeit watches. For example, a fake Rolex could be an example of a counterfeit, okay? And the people that do it are known as counterfeiters. This one here, forgery and a forger, also similar. It's when you try to copy an original document illegally, okay? So you can forge a document or you can forge money, meaning that you do an imitation or a copy of that. So you forge a document, okay? Hijacking, hijacker, hijacking, hijacker. To hijack is to, let's say, for example, you hijack a plane, okay? It means that you take control of that plane illegally. So you hijack the plane, or you are known as a hijacker. The situation is a hijacking, okay, which is what we have here. We could say there was a hijacking at the airport. Some people decided to hijack a plane, meaning that they take control of that plane illegally for their own purposes. Okay, hijacking. Kidnapping and kidnapper, the person who does the kidnapping. Kidnapping is where you take people and you hold them against their will. Okay, you hold them illegally. I say people, it could also be an animal, for example. You could you could kidnap a dog if that dog is considered important to somebody. you are a kidnapper, and normally you ask for money or you ask for a ransom or some type of money in exchange for the people that you have kidnapped. Okay, kidnapping. You take somebody against their will. Mugging and a mugger, okay, mugger and a mugging. A mugging is when you are walking down the street and somebody pulls a gun out or a knife and says, "Give me your money," okay. That is a mugging. You are mugged by a mugger on the street. Murder and murderer, okay, this is the most serious crime that we have in English-speaking countries. Murder, murderer. Murder is somebody who kills somebody with intent, okay? You kill somebody with intent. You think about it, you do it, you kill them, bang, you murder them, and you are a murderer. There's also first-degree murder, second-degree murder, all of these different grades of murder, but you are a murderer. Pickpocketing, and the person who does it is a pickpocket, meaning that you pick something out of somebody's pocket, normally their wallet or their money. Okay, you pickpocket them, pickpocketing. Robbery, robber, okay, go into a bank with a gun, give me the money. Robbery, okay, the robber. Shoplifting, shoplifter, okay, go into a shop, department store type of business, take something illegally without paying for it. You are a shoplifter and you are shoplifting. Smuggling, smuggler, where you move goods illegally from one country or one area to another. You can smuggle drugs, you can smuggle people, you can smuggle cigarettes, you can smuggle other goods, okay? It's where you move these items illegally from one place to another. You smuggle them. Terrorism, terrorist, okay? Terrorism, terrorist. Terrorism is the act of terror where a group or an individual decides to commit an act of terror. Terrorism, common nowadays. There's recently been acts of terrorism in Paris. Here in Spain, there were many, many acts of terrorism in the past. The USA, September 11th was an act of terrorism, okay? People that do these things are called terrorists. Theft and a thief. A theft, again, where you steal something, okay? You steal something, you are a thief. Money on the table, it disappears. That is a theft, and the person is a thief. And vandalism and vandal. Vandalism is where you destroy property or something that belongs to somebody else without their permission. Graffiti can be considered a type of vandalism. Perhaps you break a window of a bank. Maybe you're one of these anti-system, anti-capitalists, and you commit vandalism. You smash the windows of the bank, or you try to blow up the ATM machine. You're a vandal, and that is an act of vandalism. Thank you very much for watching the lesson. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the section below. Remember to share the video on social media, your Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Pinterest. Share it up on social media. Subscribe to the channel. Why not? Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day, and bye.